Hi, everybody. Countdown. Welcome to the brain training class with Auntie Mimi, dedicated to children who are homeschooling now and maybe need some extracurricular activities. So we're here together to join forces to get the tools so that we can be the best that we can be. And especially few days before Shavuot. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. Like, we get to experience Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah, all over again and anew. Pay attention, anew. Not like last year and not like the year before, because every day's, like, of our hard work for years and years and years and years, we've been doing so much work that even all of everyone's work from previous generations we get access to. So it's kind of like when you're, working on being the best player in, whether it's a piano player. So like every year you get better and better because you keep doing it and you keep practicing and you keep practicing. So each time we keep getting the Torah anew, we get it anew more the next year. And it really does have to do with our work. And there's a teaching that, the 49 days is like that time period where we're really intensifying our commitment to prepare ourselves to have like this open, holy space, to really get rid of our animalistic tendencies of anger and sadness and anxiety, so our heart will be free and clear to receive. But it's very interesting. It's called, this holiday, the giving of the Torah. Yeah, we are celebrating that Hashem gave it to us, but the message is more than just that. The message is, I'm giving it to you so you can give it to another. And we had many classes about that, of how, like, that's our whole purpose of being able to be a walking Torah, so that like people can just see the way we behave, they see the way we act, and like it's like, wow, I want the Torah. So you're giving the message over of what Torah does when you become that shining, beautiful light that you are. So it's not about receiving the Torah, although yes, we're receiving it, but it's the giving of the Torah, and we have to follow God's lead. And that's how it happened during the time when the Jewish people were encamped near the mountain. And you would think, let them stay 40 days next to the mountain. Like maybe a whole year. Let's like contemplate, meditate. No. The message was, you got the Torah, you go give it. And that's why soon after receiving of the Torah, when we got it, God said, leave. Not like to kick us out, but like, the whole point is not for you to keep the Torah for yourself. The whole point is to absorb it, become one with it. It's mamish, like in your inner innards of your heart and your mind and in the way you use your body, so that you can now go give it to someone else. And in this way, we can understand that this holy holiday is like the high holidays. Yes, like during this period of time, when we're going to be receiving the Torah all over again, it's just like Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah, when the shofar is blown, and like the Satan and the Yetzer Haras and all the negative energies that try to tackle us down and don't let us succeed and confuse us and belittle our efforts, it seems like it, is silenced. Shh. Shh. So the shofar blowing confuses the Yetzer Hara. But what's happening during Matan Torah that allows this Yetzer Hara to be silenced and not bother us? Our work. Our having made the effort to prepare to receive the Torah. Our showing up to say, I want the Torah. That's work. Because that's a step we have to take. And it's very interesting. In the teachings of the Torah, it says that our doing our work down here then arouses God to do his work up there to help us. And I'll give you an example of how we are taught this in our day-to-day life. Every week, right? We are taught that Shabbat comes. We worked hard to prepare for Shabbat. And the work we did for Shabbat will show up on our table because we made the food right before Shabbat, right? And then we have what to eat. So too, when we work all week to be a better person, we're praying, we're learning, we're fighting the Yetzer Hara. Hashem sees that, oh, you did work. Now I'm going to give you what to eat spiritually. Meaning I'm going to give you powers to help you. I'm going to give you an extra soul to help get you to see some transformation, to see the fruits of your labor, as they say. Meaning someone who labors in the field, they will get fruit. They dug, they plant the seeds, they watered the seeds, and voila, they get to see the fruits of their labor. So the same thing, when you work and you toil during the week, Hashem says, I'm going to give you this extra spiritual power, this extra capability, because I'm giving you an extra soul to then have the ability to have a better next week. So it's like you have a cup, you fill up the cup, and that cup, you pour Shabbos. Because it is its own cup. So you're taking, okay, here we are, taking, let's say this, and you're pouring it into a cup, and then that cup you're pouring in to another cup. So this is your work, and you're pouring it into Shabbat, and now you have this amazing cup full, and Hashem says, I'm going to give you like a double cup. So you can pour that into your next week, so you can be less angry, less nervous, less jealous, less of the negative, because you got that extra. Okay, so then, now let me explain to you what's happening on Shavuot. Imagine. You worked 49 days. Every day you've been maybe on this class, and you've been doing your Zooming and your homeschooling, and you didn't really want to, and you kept putting efforts to get ready for the receiving of the Torah. Come Shavuot, Hashem, wow, pours so much powers in your mind, in your heart to get to that newer, better, real you. So, and if you notice, after Shavuos, we do not do bisamim. You know, after Shabbat is over, oh, my second soul is leaving me. And I'm did you ever know why you're smelling that sweet smell? Because it's shocking. Your other part of your soul, that God gives you as a gift, it's an energy of a sort to help you become even, happier and more the true you, it leaves. Yes, you're now going to get all that you had from Shabbat, but there's a part of you that leaves. So, Motzei Shabbat, we smell something. My soul is leaving, and you might have learned this in school. But maybe it's good to remind you here and how it's connected to Shavuos. So you need that kind of smell to tolerate the heavy-hearted feelings and the experience, to get your mind off of it. You take something kind of to revive you and get your mind off of the heavy part of your experience of now it's leaving you, this other soul power. So Shavuos, guess what? We don't do besamim. We don't do besamim because everything that we worked hard on for the 49 days, we worked hard for the last full year since the last Matan Torah, is staying with us. No, bye-bye. It's so we don't, it stays with us. So that means like we don't have to be revived. We don't have to smell something to like cope with the leaving of those powers. Those powers that your brain, your neshama, your heart achieved during this whole full year stays with you after Shavuos. So it's interesting. There was a story of this man, and he was crying, and he was like, as he's getting ready for Matan Torah, and one of the Rebbes actually saw him crying. He go, "Why are you crying?" "Oh, I didn't learn Torah as much, and I didn't," and he kept on like being so sad of all his like, failings. And the Rebbe said, no, this is not the time to be sad. This is the time to be besimcha, happy. First of all, you did learn Torah, okay? Maybe not as much as you wanted. Maybe you a little bit were a little lack in your enthusiasm. Maybe you could have done more, but right now is not the time. Now is the time to celebrate, to be happy that we are receiving the Torah again, and that we're getting all these extra spiritual powers, and that we are experiencing it anew, like we did, even more, like we said earlier, than in the beginning of the time when we first got it. And that's why, if you notice people saying, Kabbalat Torah, besimcha ubepnimiyut, meaning that you should be happy now. And if you are happy to receive the Torah, then it will come into your heart. But if you're sad and you feel like the Yetzer Hara is tricking you, and these are for adults too, then your heart gets constricted. It's tight. It's like when you're bitter, it's like you can feel it even in your body, the constriction. Heavy and closed, and that's like an annoying like energy that like steals the true feeling that we should be experiencing on Matan Torah, on the giving of the Torah. So, and this is in life in all ways. In whatever you're doing. If you feel heavy-hearted about something and you feel you become a tight, like a big ball of nuts. It's hard. The way to be, and what we should work on this Matan Torah is to increase our joy. Because the more we increase in our joy, whether it's prayer, whether it's learning, whether it's doing an act of kindness, whether it's helping your sister, whether it's helping a friend in school that nobody has friends with, or whatever it is that if you add happiness into the deed you're doing, it opens your heart. And when you have an open heart, you can receive so much blessings. You can receive so much help from above. It arouses God's happiness, and he's happy, and then he just is more open. It's like a key to open God's heart, and then like more and more help, miraculous help will come your way. So that's why we say Kabbalat HaTorah besimcha ubepnimiyut, because when you have happiness in your heart, simcha, then you have pnimiyut. Then the inner teachings of the inner godly and powerful concepts in Torah goes from your brain to your heart, because your heart is open. But if your heart is closed, then nothing can come in. So happiness helps your heart open. Happiness actually makes your blood healthy. Happiness actually makes your immune system stronger. Because when the heart is open, physically, it feels a release. Then the blood goes and like takes care of your whole body. And it feels vibrant and it is healthier because of that lack of that constriction and tightness. So hopefully it'll help you also be healthier right now, knowing this. So imagine that Matan Torah is likened to Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah. And it's a time of being able to be most close to Hashem. And when you're most close to Hashem, you are able to receive more and more help to help you deal with some of the problems in your life, to help you change some dynamics maybe in your house, the way things are between all the members of your family, or the way things are for you in school, which can be very hard for children. Not easy. But this is one way. And the way we can look at the ways of Moshe Rabbeinu. Because we can ask, why Moshe Rabbeinu, out of all people, that was the one to get honored to receive the Torah? Right? Moshe kibel et Torah misinai. Why him? Oh my goodness, Avram was amazing. David HaMelech was amazing. So many great figures. So we are taught that Moshe reached the highest level of humbleness. How do we know? By the way, each one spoke. In even just one sentence, you could tell like a lot from a person. So Avram said, when he would question his worth, he would say, and I am but dust. Like, who am I? He was very, very humble. That he said to, like, he felt he was like a nothing, like a dust, like the dust of the earth. You know, if you look at a tree, and the tree has leaves and a bark, and it has the trunk, and it has the fruit, it's like, wow, that's a tree. And dust is like, you know, like, or ashes, like when you burn that tree down and nothing is left of it, of its ashes, it's like nothing compared to the tree and the fruit. So he always compared himself like nothing, like the dust and the ashes of the earth. David HaMelech actually said, and I am but a worm, meaning something beneath the ground, like worms are beneath the ground, even like what am I? Like a nothing. But when Moshe Rabbeinu spoke about himself in that, like in that humble way, like when the Jewish people came to him and he said, like, they were complaining to him, and, you know, and he was like, Ve'anachnu ma. First of all, he didn't even call himself an I, you know. Oh, I am like, and I am. He couldn't even say I. Just, you notice even the Rebbe also never said I. He said ve'anachnu ma, which means, and we are like ma, like what? Not even dust, not even a worm, because a worm and dust is like a something. It's something. So he couldn't even call himself anything. And he couldn't even say I. He used the word ve'anachnu. And like, wow. And this teaching is from the Lubavitcher Rebbe that said that's why he got the merit, because he reached such a level of humbleness that gave him the merit to receive the Torah. So the more we try to open our hearts, the more we try to humble ourselves. And what does this mean to you, children? What does humbleness mean? Well, don't we want things our way? I want to sit there. No, I got there first. I think we should go there, not there. I. Maybe let her go first. It's okay. Let her have the bigger piece. It's okay. Maybe there's only certain leftovers and you wanted it, but it's okay. Another way of humbling yourself and getting rid of the I is like when you're so mad or you're so sad. Because what's making you so mad or more so sad? Because you thought it should go a certain way. And because it didn't go your way, you get mad and you get sad. So the more you can understand that if it happened that way, then it was meant to be. And there's a good reason. You maybe not be able to understand it, but at least there's a goal to equate anger with ego, meaning anger with I. Anger with my wishes that it should have been this way, my wishes that it should have been not that way. So, following the ways of Moshe Rabbeinu, this time as we're preparing to receive the Torah, we can understand the goal is to become a what? Like, meaning, okay, I don't know why it happened that way, and I don't know all the reasons. If it happened, it's for a reason that I can't understand, but I have to trust that it was good because God does not let anything happen if it's not for our good. And it could be irritating and frustrating, and I know we're humans, but the goal is to say, all right, I've been upset enough. I've been sad enough. Let me try to move away from it. Yes, I'm human. Yes, I'm a little child. I'm not going to be, even older people don't have that ability to so quickly get out of, a sad or mad energy. Sometimes it's not so easy. It's work. But at least the goal is to say, what am I doing? How can I be more like the what of Moshe Rabbeinu? Like, what? I think I should know better than God? Right? Because sometimes when something happens to you and it doesn't go your way, you end up getting in a little trouble. And let me explain. In one of the 10 Commandments, it says, do not kill. Like, hello. Are we killing people? Why would it be one of the 10 Commandments? We're going to receive this on the Torah. Because killing is not just, God forbid, taking someone's life. It's another teaching is that when you shame people, then it's like killing them. It's so hurtful to them that it's like, I don't even want to say. It's almost like they could feel buried. So, how many times? Even your parents might have said a certain thing in a certain way. You didn't like it. You didn't think it was fair. And you spoke up. And God forbid, you used your voice and you shamed your parents, maybe. So, Ve'anachnu ma is okay, my parents decided. And for whatever reason, it's going to be that way. And let me not at least show disrespect. Let me not at least not shame them. I mean, it is one of the commandments to honor our parents, right? And yes, there's certain situations where certain children see more clearly than sometimes parents do. I mean, Avram had a terach, and from a very young age, he saw certain things more clear than his parents. But there's even a story in the Torah that talks about this non-Jewish. I think it was an army official, but he was so respectful that we can learn from him how respectful he was, to his mother. His mother would come, and he was a big, important official. Had all the people around him. She would come in, whack him with a shoe, spit at him, and he would still honor her. Okay, to that extent. And we're supposed to learn from this story. Many stories. So we have to be careful to humble ourselves, to prepare our heart this receiving of the Torah, of where can we be more like Moshe Rabbeinu. And he was a genius. He was a tzaddik. He was a ga'an. He was so much. And yet look how humble he was. V'anachnu ma. So we have to ask ourselves, v'anachnu ma. If v'anachnu is Moshe Rabbeinu, how much us that aren't like Moshe Rabbeinu, at least right now? V'anachnu, we, what are we that we could think that we could be more knowing than Moshe Rabbeinu? Than Hashem, right? In essence. So, are you ready to receive the Torah? Are you ready to take that step to train your brain to the truth of what you need to do to become a walking Torah? That's where our Lubavitcher Rebbe teaches us to take the ball, all the gifts that Hashem gives us when we receive the Torah, and not be satisfied with our own delight, our own great feelings of our learning Torah. And yes, from a very young age. The Rebbe used to say, when there's a fire burning, everyone becomes a fighter. And that means young children, he said, and women. Go out, take a pail, and put out the fire. So when you become a walking Torah, you're putting out the fire in your house. Because all homes, there's bickering sometimes. There's arguments. There's pouty faces. There's shaming. So you become a firefighter when you at least try your best to say, I'm going to be the one to diminish the fire. I'm going to be the one that's not going to take gasoline and put it on a burning fire. I'm going to take the waters of Torah to let the fire go out. So, my dear children, Hashem is counting on you. Just last night, every night when I go to sleep, I share with the Rebbe, which Rabbi Majeski, from Machon Khan, I was once in one of their classes, and I heard Rabbi Majeski say, when you share good news with the Rebbe every night, it's basically he's your messenger to share with Hashem. Here's my good news. Can you send it to Hashem? Then it's like a report of the good things. So Rabbi Majeski said, the Rebbe taught us that then you'll have more good news to share. Meaning, because you're so happy, you're saying, oh, this good happened to me. It's kind of like a gratitude list. A lot of therapists and counselors say it's very healthy to do a gratitude list. So I'm grateful that I had a chance to teach on Facebook. Wow, what I used to teach every day in 770 in Crown Heights, and now I'm not in Crown Heights, and now it's pandemic. Thank you, Hashem. And I reported that I'm so happy Facebook is here so I can share with the children that I used to teach. I don't know if you were there when I used to do the after school program for children at 770. I would do it during the day for adults, and then once a week in the evening, and certain days at the Jewish Children's Museum, and certain days at Lamplighters, and now all that is gone. So I thank Hashem and I report all the good news. Anyway, so last night I did, and guess what I got? I want to read it to you. Our sages tell us that when God was about to give the Torah at Har Sinai, he requested guarantors to ensure the Torah would be studied and observed. All guarantees were rejected until Moshe Rabbeinu declared, our children will be our guarantors. Do you hear this, children? You are the guarantors. Hashem didn't want the adults. He wanted the children. Without this guarantee, not even Moshe Rabbeinu could have received the Torah. Henceforth, it became the responsibility of Moshe Rabbeinu and indeed all the Jews to see to it that the Torah and the Torah way of life will be perpetuated, meaning it will continue through our children. The Torah is called Torah Chaim, the Torah of life, meaning that it is both the source of everlasting life as well as the true guide in our daily life, because Torah means guidance and instruction. It is the divine and eternal Torah which we receive annually on Shavuot. And indeed, every day throughout the year, we renew and reaffirm our eternal bond with it, with the Torah. As it has been throughout the ages and in all places wherever Jews have lived. Can you imagine? It's almost Shavuot and we get this letter. To children, you are Hashem's guarantors. Without you, hello. Don't underestimate your power. My dear children, don't underestimate your power to create shifts in your home. Don't underestimate what you can accomplish as a leader, first and foremost in your home and in your school. I was just yesterday at a bas mitzvah, Zoom bas mitzvah, and I was so proud of this girl. All her teachers were talking about her, and she actually is in my class, one of my students in Beis Betzalel when I was doing children program there. Always willing to help, and she comes to my house for Shabbos, and always asking me, "Can I help you clear? Can I do this?" I'm like, "Wow!" And I see her at home when I go visit, or I ate by their house, and always helping her mom, and always being happy to do whatever she can. So it's amazing how young she is, and yet how much the Torah has helped her become the amazing person that she is. And I was just yes! I was yes, exactly, because I experienced it, because sometimes it's so easy to be so good in school, but yet come home and you can be a totally different person. I've had parents come to me, they're perfect in school, the teachers rave about them, they're amazing, and they come home and they're like a terror, God forbid, so different. And you could probably even see sometimes your parents, or it's very normal outside being so nice, so calm, so friendly, and coming home and everyone sees everyone nervous or everyone in a mood and whatever. So to see someone in their house like that, that's wow, that's amazing accomplishment. And through this brain training class, we are going to accomplish this. So what we're going to do now is go to the second part of our journeys here on this brain training class. And we're going to have some fun with some art. And right now we're just going to maybe jot down some ideas. And later you can more fill in the colors and have your own ideas, the way you want to creatively mark on your paper what you just learned today in your preparation for Shavuot. So, what else? Matan Torah, right? So you can see the amazing mountain. Maybe see bigger mountains, right? But you're seeing the little mountain. That's a mountain. It's a mountain, teaching us that we need to be proud in a good and healthy way that we are somebody. But a little mountain, not arrogantly and boasting and showy-offy big mountain. So you can see maybe big mountains in the background, and here's a humble little Har Sinai. And you're by the mountain, and you're seeing actually all of like all the thousands of years of all the blessings and energies, with you standing there with a big heart open to receive. Or you can make a picture of yourself holding onto the Torah, like Moshe Rabbeinu in that sense. And Hashem says, this is the time of the giving of the Torah, because I want you to copy me. Go give it. And see yourself a walking Torah. Like, again, with a costume, like you're a Torah with your head, with your arms sticking out, you're walking, kind of like those Purim costumes. And you're walking into your house. And you're the example. You're sharing, you're okay that they're not okay, and you're patient and you're helpful, and like, or see yourself a walking Torah in school, because some people have more challenges in school, sitting down, listening to the teachers and getting, in trouble because they don't like being bossed around. They're bossed around at home. They're bossed around by their older sisters or brothers. They're bossed around seemingly from their parents. And they're like, and they have a hard time. It's not easy. Not easy. But like, so see yourself in school maybe, because maybe that's your weakness. That it's hard for you. 24/7, like seemingly those 8 hours seem like it's 24, or that it's never ending. Right? So realize that the more you have an open heart and are like okay with the design of God's day for you, you're going to be more able to receive. Because there's a lot to gain when you learn Torah in school, even though it's not maybe exactly the way you want it to be right now. It is doing something for your brain. It is doing something for your heart. It is doing something for your neshama. It is the process by which you will sprout and grow and be a better version of the true you. So, any other ideas? Okay. Any questions before we start? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping this one, this class will help you prepare for Shavuot. B'simcha. So you could focus on the word simcha. See the word in bold, simcha, and you're receiving the Torah with joy. Because a lot of children, they feel forced, and they don't really understand, these ideas, that how good Torah and mitzvahs are, how much it helps you become the better you. Because sometimes they don't see the adults the better, how many years their adults are doing Torah and mitzvahs. But here's different. Here we're doing brain training through art, through mind movies, to help our brain absorb the Torah knowledge so that we change, so that the knowledge gets to our heart, and so that it refines and makes better our personality. Yeah. Any other ideas of maybe one more idea? Okay, so we have the simcha, and you're smiling and you're beaming, and maybe you see a picture, with how you can make a picture, but of a cup, but with it open. And then just see all of the Torah trickling in your heart like that. Wouldn't that be a pretty picture? And each little different trickle of blessings are different colors, because it's like each part of the Torah brings out a beauty of who you truly are. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you have different powers of your body. You have the ears to hear, and you have your eyes to see, and your mouth to taste and to speak. And you have so many parts, your legs to walk. So every part of the Torah helps bring out different parts of our neshama. So the soul that gives our power to see is different than the soul power to hear, right? So each Torah and mitzvahs helps us bring out a different color, a different beauty of our being. So when you see this heart, and it's like the heart representing the warm, loving, best you, so you're seeing all the Torah, like different colors of the beauty of you is coming out. So, I love making pictures of hearts. Like my whole childhood was like hearts. If I can just more and more, bring out everyone's heart, including myself when I share, it just makes me so happy too. Okay. So the next part of our class here is to do a mind movie. And the mind movie will be, again, it could be later. You'll do something from what you learned in this class that's connected to maybe your own ideas of your own picture that you're going to make from this class. I just gave some ideas. But now, though, we're going to do it in our brain. So drawing it, the teaching is when you write physically things, science shows that there's some kind of connection to your brain. So that's why people write notes, right? That's why people say what they learn, because by using your lips, it actually helps you remember things. And that's why people put songs to in school, they teach you stuff through songs because they remember the songs better than just learning something by heart. So the more you use your physical being, the more it's easy for you to remember the information. That's a brain training technique. But by the way, it's in Tanya. And the reason why is the more you use your physical body to remember something, the more your neshama will remember it. Because the more you use your physical body trying to remember something, the more your animal soul was used. Because your animal soul is mainly your body that activates and enlivens your body. So the more you physically do something with your body, spiritually speaking, it has its impact on not forgetting. Okay? So that's why we're doing these things, to help you remember it. And so that maybe one day in 20 years, you'll come maybe to my Kala class and you'll be, I remember your classes. And wow. It happened to me one time. I was just walking down the road on the way to teach 770. And this woman says, all the way from Australia, my CDs on brain training to have happiness. That was one of the first projects I did many years ago. Many, many years ago. And she came to me and she says, someone gave it to me as a gift and it really helped me be more happy. And I was just a young girl and I remember listening to it and everyone always says I'm so happy and I always accredit it to your CD. Well, it's not my CD, it's the teachings of Tanya, it's teaching of the Torah. But it landed all the way in Australia to some person I didn't even, I don't even know. It's so cool. How cool is that? So let's see our vision right now in this next step of our brain training, to be excited, to be happy, not only to receive the Torah, but to copy Hashem and be happy to give the Torah by being a walking Torah. Especially in your private life. That's the first place. Whoop-de-doo if anyone can be the greatest speaker on the face of this earth and have 100,000 likes and woohoo! But if you can't be a walking Torah in your own home, that's missing the point of the reason why you're on this earth. That's the main point. By being an example of what Torah does to make you a mensch, to make you a person worth emulating. Please, Hashem, for all of us. And we're getting there with brain training. Okay, so we're going to take a deep breath and we're going to start making a mind movie. But we always remember, relax our body, get in a comfortable position, because the more relaxed your body is, the more relaxed your brain is. And the more relaxed your brain is, the more it's open to receive. Just like we were talking about our heart, open to receive. And so with every breath you take, yes, you are taking steps to Har Sinai. Free, first class. And you're just like, every step you take, you're getting closer and closer. And you see this magnificent, magnanimous, small mountain. Humble mountain. And you remember, you want to be like Moshe Rabbeinu. Ve'anachnu ma. Like, what am I? Well, I think I know better. This is the goal right now. Because then, with that kind of attitude, you don't as easily get angry. You don't as easily get bothered. You don't even get broken by the people around you that's trying to take away your simcha, your joy in being. See yourself getting closer to that mountain. It is amazing, all the beauty of the place. So quiet, so surreal, so magnificent. Stunning colors, all the blossoms. And there you are. You're standing there, happy to receive, happy to accept, happy to take the position of a guarantor, making sure that you will get what God is giving you and get to give it over by being a walking Torah. You're calm. You're just ready like never before to receive the Torah all over again, anew. Ooh, okay, so my dear children, you are the guarantors, and we're counting on you. As you see this vision, you grow in stature. You feel proud, tall. You feel amazingly excited for your role in this world. To make a difference at this tender young age. And you begin to walk. And you get there. And there it is. The Torah waiting for you and you only. Because you are now alone. You, the unique you, the only you, are going to be able to share it in your own unique way of handling life situations, of being that example, of being that light and that lantern shining its light. Yes, a lamplighter that you are, a walking Torah. And before you know it, Hashem is saying, okay, now time to go with it. So see the vision, like you're getting it, and like soon after, as you feel it landing deep in your heart, and you're equipped, and you're stronger for it, and you're ready, you start walking strongly, confidently, hopeful. Where there is hope, there is hope. Hopeful that what you're doing here together in this brain training class is going to see the results. I keep getting daily calls from people saying, oh my gosh, I feel less anxious because of these classes. And my sister or my brother or this, I'm getting along better. It's so exciting. So see yourself like, wow. Feel the strength of your feet as you walk strongly, confidently, with hope. See your heart beating with hope. See yourself smiling. It's all going to be okay. Hashem is with me. I am not alone. I'm going to open my heart and the blessings will come in and more miracles will help me with my life. And when you open your eyes, you see good. You see the better future. Ready to share the better you, the true you. You can continue this and see yourself back in the home as a walking Torah. You can continue this and see yourself a walking Torah in your Zoom classes, or when you get back to school. Practice being a walking Torah. Okay, before we leave, I will always remind you to keep shining by smiling. We're getting there. We're getting there. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining. I'll see if any questions before we take off. Oh, thank you. Thank you, all of you. Bye-bye.